Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, when you get there. All right, this is our talk, hard talk. So we have Dr. Dawes logging in a minute right now. Yeah, just talk to him, right? All right, so we have some serious thing around the health system. I don't know, I said breakdown already, right? Breakdown, mash up, peer criminality and everything, and people drop off a bench and a dead. Now we have some problem again, just so where they must create money left, right, and center. Because them said them carrying a drill the other day, right? Them buy a drill, well-needed drill. And the government, Christopher Tufton, them put it out. Then the health ministry put it out. Them. So 31.5 million them pay for the drill. No go so. Yes. You understand? So Dr. Dawes, you know, him one investigation and thing, and them come up with all the word tag for the drill, right? Lambert Brown did raise about the same drill. Him that's a $500,000 for the drill, right? Now it even less than that. Yeah. So we're gonna have Dr. Dawes come and explain this, and in the meantime, I'm gonna start the show right now, right? Right now. And then I'm going to show them, I'm going to go and play Dr. Dawes, still him lagging. I'm soon lagging right now. Because they are all accountable, you know. These are the worst administration in the world, in the history of the world. Yeah, Andrew Owen is the administration, I just pay chopping. And we're bothering with this. The CM Williams, they're the one in a Central Kingston. Him own the company. Seems like him own the company where them where we bid. Can you imagine you have government worker, government members, and them can bid food or import, and them do it. And them have the license for go ask James Robertson and ask a couple more of them to him. Ask James Robertson and ask Andrew Wheatley, who have the license for carrying import potato and meat, like the chicken back, and them go ask them. Then you see them with gas station, you see the Prime Minister with Shell Company. Meanwhile, you're in a government same way, you know. Them disregard everything. Christopher Tufton, well, you know, him have the rice business that we might deal with and everything. Darrell Vaz, when you're carrying vehicle, no. Ask Darrell Vaz, who people who own the company where you pay for inspect your vehicle from 2019. Just ask him. We have to pay 150, around 250 now. So that alone, a free money, we never make more than 3-4 million every year going in a pocket. Not the government capaz. Just ask the advisors who own that. So them use this government thing here for line them pocket. That have to stop. Yeah, that have to stop. And you have to push investigation against these people, right? So let me start my show right now. Before Dr. Dawes come in, right? All right, let me start.
We in lump sum, we a beat it till the hammer burn. We now make them get in a them and again. None of them boy, we none of them. We in lump sum, we a beat it till the hammer burn. We now make them get in a them and again. None of them boy, we none of them. We alone some rise up the bomb and
when people like the government of a country, it's the servants protect the people of that country, not to put their life in misery. You understand me, Luciano? What else, man?
Government, stop pressuring the poor.
Oppression.
Politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Serious
It's a government in your regiment. Stop pressuring the poor.
We can't take it no more, you know.
Politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Yo, politician with the evilest mission, who know we blame. Too money and power and fame. We go find up the youth, them really live down the lane. Give them big gun and brainwash them brain. Yo, wanna buy them cow, wanna buy them clothes and buy them.
Dr. Das. Welcome, good evening. Yeah, Mike, hold on.
Sorry,
Yes.
good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yes, may I tell you what a bangarang. What a bangarang. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we've been saying it from a long time, and they keep saying that is mischief we're making, and there's nothing to see here, and don't worry about the costs, worry about the benefits. But no way, you can't second guess of what that drill could have been bought for.
I show people the drill itself right now. So this drill, I can just put it up on the screen right away. Right? This bad, man. This bad. All right. So this is the drill, right? That's the drill. Part of the drill. Dr. Das?
Yeah.
Okay, so this. And this in total, what is worth like $200 and something, 1,000 something US?
I mean, we don't know. And we have to ask the question because I already hear about lawsuit and all of that. 2 drills were brought in, refurbished. Each one cost $1,600. Landed. So you would pay $90,000 duty. So the total cost landed for one of those refurbished drills is 250,000 Jamaican dollars. Now we're asking the question whether or not it is one of those drills that was sold to Southeast region, Wayne Lonesome. And if it wasn't one of those drills that was sold for 31 million, why would you go and buy another drill for $31 million when you had those available that were landed in Jamaica for $250,000? Those are the questions we're asking.
Yes. Because it don't make no sense. We can get drilled for 250,000. You tell me 31.5 million. That's criminal. That don't make no sense. That means the government, let me just tell them straight and make them stay there because them not have no immunity like them want to be government and then you must question and you can't put up these things. The country are run bad. Tell them bring on where them are bring on. And RTR, at time, let me just say something. Dr. Das. RTR time to stop having these cobbles and these people with them space to come and talk this stupidness about soon. Them forget out of the way. This is taxpayers' money. By the way, they must have break some laws to you because them in the government and them can sit down and run rice mill. They run everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This supposed to bad, man.
When I saw it, I could not believe. Yes. Because I thought that maybe the drill was maybe a $10 million drill, but somebody told me that drill brand new shouldn't come up to $3 million. So when we started to dig, and these are industry experts telling us that, when we started to dig, frightened, we see 1,600 US for a refurbished drill. And it's funny because 2 of those drills were brought in just before the company that won the bid supplied the hospital with the drill.
I saw the company who have the bid. Yes, I saw it, and I saw the number and everything. So, I mean, I know, you see, when them come out and say lawsuit, when you have the docket, we see the docket, I have the docket, right? You can't run off your mouth and have time for people run them away, you know, man. Them too enough now, man.
It's too much, man. It's too much. Like, you sit and you look at it and you wonder, this money grab, and this is not like roads where you take off some asphalt and end up with potholes. It's babies and children suffering and dying.
You can tell me something, Dr. Das. Dr. Das get a call or something, and I see him kind of freeze up. Right? Yes. Dr. Das? Yeah, him kind of freeze up, right? You know, the government right now, them two bare face, and only thing them do, them like do is threaten people.
Yeah, I just don't know how, somebody could look at that. And I knew the process was corrupted from when they said that a fair estimate for the drill was $32 million. And I asked the chairman, who determined and how did they determine that this is a $32 million value for the drill? And they evaded the question. So I said, no, man, this is something is going on. So when you see a bid for 50 million and one for 31 million, you're going to, as a the person signing off, you must sign off on the cheaper one. But they had no frame of reference to know that this drill could have been for 250,000 Jamaican.
You see what them don't understand now, right? The world intertwined. And if the world intertwined, anything where you're buying now, it's simple for people go online and can look it up and can see other things. And
Anybody can look it up. On eBay, that drill is $2,450. But they would have the dealer price.
dealer price, good. Because when you look on a drill, it's so expensive. 31
1,600 US. 1,600 US.
Remember the
And
people,
they sell it back for 200,000 US, man.
200,000 US that. Yeah.
Where, where in the world, which industry you get so much profit?
200,000 US. And you know, son of drill now, them drilling now sell feet. And you know people can't look it up. We're not criminal. Them are criminal. No two ways about it.
Well, let us wait and see if it is the same drill. Because I want to know if it is the same drill.
Yeah,
Because they have that key under, they have that drill under lock and key, you know. Nobody can see the serial number or anything else.
we used to say come in when it's stamp and we see the serial number and everything. Then what them do, you erase it like when them erase a gun. It will make
I don't know if it is the same drill they have down at Children's.
Yes, man. More of them are going bad now, you know. Them really going on bad now.
If it is,
Yes. Repeat.
yes, sorry about that. Somebody keep calling me.
Repeat.
No, so somebody keep calling me, I have to block them.
Yes.
So
yes.
that is the question now. Was there a third drill that came in? Because customs don't have no record of that drill.
Yes. Yeah. It's bad, man. It's bad. You understand? And then meanwhile, them are talking to people that are half a thing and a die, you know. We need bed, we need the ventilator, we need a lot of things. You see whenever you came out there, you know, we talk about the ventilator. Them did deny something to, don't it?
Well, I want to see how they're going to deny this. Because every time I talk, they deny and then they attack the messenger.
It can't work. I love that. I love how you start. So I know you read, but hey, Dr. DAWES. That's how you see me stand up with you 100%.
I am a humble servant, man. But you know, when you're looking out for poor people' interests and those who don't have anybody standing up for them, you can't afraid. Because you know you're doing the right thing, and as long as you're doing the right thing, God must on your side. It's as simple as that. You can't afraid of anybody.
But this is your job also, you know, because you shadow that ministry. And these people, you know, when Andrew owned this and him set in an opposition, everything they run out and even Azan, whenever do not wrong, them says that there.
Yeah.
Even the same tough time run out on the dead baby business, you remember?
No, but well, they need to talk about how many dead babies they hear crying now because of this one drill.
One drill. Speaking of the one drill, what the little girl with them that operate and from Children's Hospital, she end up die, right? The one with them have to transport.
Alexandriana. And, you know, her father, because I say, you know, people going to talk about politicizing things. Her father said, no, people must know she must not have died in vain. You cannot be operating and have complex brain surgeries, ENT surgeries being done at what is the leading children's hospital in the Caribbean. And you don't have a CT scan, you have to be putting the babies on ambulances and sending them down to KPH if you develop complications. You can't have that. You must have a CT scan at Buster. And you have the money that can set up that CT scan at Buster. And you take it and spend $31 million on a drill that you could get for 300,000 or so.
Yeah, man. Yes. I remember those Marjorie G, you know, fit right as you know. for movie, yeah? All right, yeah, distraction. You know when I'm going to put them. You know, it's just a doctor, that, you know, politics not fit you. Go away. You know what is politics? If you have people like Dr. that will represent people overall, real doctor. So if you Dr. Tough Tongue, you have real doctors. But look out for the interest of the people. So you see in other sense again. Anybody who want to come serve in a politics, you know, for it better than country, of course you can't take a shot at that. So we don't want your stupidness. When we hear stupidness, we move you. Don't say who it fit. It fit Andrew on this, 28 bank account. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we don't play around here, so yeah. Don't write stupidness. We're going to move at the same time. Yes. Yes, doctor, real doctor. Dr. DAWES. You know, because, you know, I like to talk to real doctors, you know, I like to talk to every class. Right? No, man, me just start my mind as easy because this really threw me off. For so long, the people them are suffering in the health system from 2016. Everything crashed. What happened about the hospital the other day? Mr. Dr. Tough Tongue say, they might open a country when I open a hospital. What's wrong with the administration part? What up with that?
Look, you know, I went on tour Cornwall less than a month before that. And that area that they opened and cut ribbon for and waste taxpayer money on an opening ceremony is less than 1% of the building. It is a little room, a little small room. None of the wards, the theaters, the emergency department, they're still gutting things, they're still putting in pipe, they're still sorting out electricals and plumbing and all of that, and drywall still being put up. You can't open a building like that. It's just PR.
These people are sick, you know.
It's people's lives you're playing with, and you're trying to make it seem as if everything is all right. It's not all right. The people have had enough.
The other day, you speak out, you speak out, and them came back and them talk some little stupidness. I heard it. And them said my fixed on a KPH. It finished fixed up, by the way.
You know, KPH is a major problem with mold down there. And this is something that we have to fix when we go in. Because they said that the operating theater would be open the following week after I spoke. It wasn't, of course. And then as soon as I forced the doctors and patients to go back in there with the nurses, you had to evacuate, and then you had people getting medical treatment because of noxious fumes. The clinics are still not reopened because of mold, and ICU is still not reopened because of the same issues. But they had another tour talking about the theaters are finished. But that is what they keep doing. They keep focusing. So now this whole argument about suing, that is supposed to move people in a direction and get us to think, to start talking about who own the company or not. I don't want anybody to follow this man about who is the ultimate beneficiary of the company. What we're talking about is a drill or two drills landed in Jamaica, refurbished, landed at a cost of $250,000. Are any of those drills the drills that were sold for $31 million? And why would you pay so much money for a refurbished drill? If it is not one of those drills, where did that third drill come from?
Because of something to it, right? And let me tell something to Tough Tongue who are talking Archer right now. I see them use a traffic guru thing, you know. And the woman in the bank take that and give you use. Not never come off that because it was no criminality or nothing.
Yeah.
But me see them run and say this a scandal and a corruption and win an election with that. Your son about winning the election. You have to come talk about the truth. Can't them did that tell lie, you know, with traffic guru. No, it wasn't there. Nobody, and not something where people that remember them make it run through court. And you see, them turn our people in for us from the testimony against traffic guru, and that's it. Yeah? So I break it down and I explain to them. But this is a serious thing, a life and death.
This is life and death. Life and death.
Yes.
And the life and death of babies.
Wow. Look on this, man. Maybe just remind me of this, man. Look on this.
A sobering video of GOV'T Henry drawing his last few breaths on this earth last Thursday. It still haunts his family and friends.
Stress. tired, disappointed, frustrated. Just a few of the adjectives used to describe the way I'm feeling presently. This and the disturbing news to know, to learn the distress that my father went through at the Lionel Town Hospital. He just went there just to get assistance. I mean, that facility is there to assist you when you need help. You're sick, you go to the hospital for treatment, right? You go to the hospital, you're expected to come out back better than the way you went there.
The dead man's loved ones said the brutal irony is that Mr. Henry, as an active member of the Community Citizens Association, lobbied political representatives to supply nebulizers to public health facilities in Clarendon. But on the night in question, he himself could not get one of those very machines as his asthma condition worsened.
Him and the man who come in.
All right, so let me stop that now, Dr. Dawes. That man drop off of that and die, right? They said, because he couldn't get one of the same thing, and one of them machine. You know, long I put on my one, so one of them are teacher. Just this, they have more than the hospital because he never have this. One of this indeed. He never have it. And him lost his life. Eh? And the government keep on say them spend the most money. Out of every government, we spend the most money in a health care. Nobody not getting a care. Where the money gone?
Yeah, but I tell you, and I said it before, when I said that they're sucking out the money out of Ministry of Health, they came out and says political mischief are making. But here's the proof. I have all my receipts.
Yes.
You know, the thing is, every time you talk, they go on a PR spin and they show all sort of new building, new project, and then they attack you and saying that it's your word against their word. But right now, I have all the receipts.
Good, lovely. Lovely.
I want to know what they're going to come with now. And I want them to sue me because JLP can't beat PNP in court.
Them never can't. And but hear this too. Remember, the truth, truth comes straight, and the truth, there is no defense against the truth. Like what about me?
Well, the truth is there for everybody to see.
That is it.
We have the receipt, the invoice for the drills from the company with the big old refurbished on it. We have the serial numbers. We have the custom declaration form.
Good.
We have the company's office showing Donovan Williams as the largest shareholder listed.
40,000.
40,000 shares out of 50,000 shares. So if it is a case where he is holding those shares for somebody, he should have filed that with the company's office. I never know that he was hiding it.
Okay.
So if you're hiding and holding shares for people, how are you going to sue me for saying that is your shares? If you don't expose your hand.
Criminality. Because you hold my shares. That means you could have hold shares for drugs, man. So our people say my hold shares.
Those are more questions. You know, we want to know who are you holding those shares for?
So
those are the questions I want you to ask, Wayne, because I'm not going down that road with them. Who are the ultimate beneficiaries? Who got the money?
Yes.
If he said he never got any money, who got the money?
Well,
those are the questions I want to ask. I will move on from that because I'm not going down that road.
No,
we still have to ask. Third, CT scan.
Yes.
CT scan could have been bought. Yes. So children having emergencies don't have to go to KPH and lose valuable time like Alexandriana Jones. You could have had ventilators, so babies can get ventilators and you don't die. You could have operating microscopes so that the surgeons can do better by seeing the small spaces and removing tumors completely. You can have more beds. You can complete the stayover so mothers and fathers don't have to be sleeping in chairs.
Yes.
They would have completed the stayover, that room, that Shaggy Foundation money supposed to be doing now. So much could have been done with that $31 million at Bustamante Hospital. And it's gone. It's just gone. So I don't care if you're holding shares for somebody or not. I want to know, how did you guys suck out so much money out of the system? And how much of the $22 billion of Cornwall suck out same way?
Yes, yes. You know what, too? I see the government right now, what am I trying to do, is scare, it's a scary tactic for all the shadow ministers then, a scary tactic. So you must talk. Remember that your job for hold them accountable. And then you're a real doctor who cares for the people of Jamaica. You're patriotic. So I know you do your job and you're going to do it to the best of your ability. Because it must hurt you as a doctor. You're thinking a doctor, you know, to save lives, you know, make people better, you know. I mean, I talk a quack doctor and doctor to name who might do some marketing. Me I talk real doctor now. Real doctor. So me I talk to a real doctor who cares. Yes? No two way about it. Right? Tell me something. Right across Jamaica now, the hospital right across Jamaica, how it look? These hospitals, because no CT scan not working, nothing not working. Everybody about the same way. What them uplift for the 9+ years in Jamaica?
That's the other thing. They outsource the CT scan and they spend probably billions of dollars and we don't have anything to show for it. We could have had several CT scans, and this is one of the things that we say we're going to do. Every parish hospital will have a CT scan. Every parish hospital under the PNP. And this is not hard, because all you have to do is not pay $31 million for a $250,000 drill. And you have money. You will have money to do all sorts of things. If you cut down the corruption.
Corruption beating this, yes. I'm gonna love that because I see with the 2 million, you know, where you say you have to send out.
But we send it off. We send it off. Auditor General needs to look into it. Integrity Commission needs to look into it. Good. Somebody decided that $32 million was a fair price to pay so that they can come and say everything was above board.
Yes. Yes. We love this. Because you see, we want a different Jamaica now, and every Jamaican was patriotic. Yard and abroad. We have to back Dr. DAWES, we have to back Marky G and the whole entire crew, because tell me what, me I weigh them up, you know, Dr. DAWES. I mean, tell you I weigh them up. Look on Andrew on this, and look on the leaders. I mean, I look, if people are going to vote, I mean, I look on, you know, the morals and things we set and everything. I look on Marky G, background and everything. I mean, I look on CV, you know, for anything. I want me look on Marky one, it stand up high. I want me look on Andrew and I see 28 bank account. I see 473 million I run through book. I see I can sell companies. And I see boy them come with a bullet tactic, nothing I do but PR work. The whole entire government. Right? The whole entire government. And then continue to do these things, mashing up the place, and then throw out a little crumbs, get some little people where them can't go wrong about. It can't work no more. We need, if you have a better Jamaica, we have to have health system. You have to have education system, health system. You know how to get a better Jamaica. Yes? This bad. Right? So they in the West, yes, so them spend over 26 billion again to know. When the
about that, it's a moving target and it can't finish. But you know, they said that it's rescoping and inflation and taxes gone up and all sort of thing. Why the price keep moving? But when you see something like this happen with this drill, which is likely the tip of the iceberg,
yes,
we have to wonder what really happening at Cornwall. We have to wonder. We have to wonder what's happening with the refurbishing of all of these clinics.
Yes.
We have to wonder what is happening at Spanish Town with the new block.
What happened to that Spanish Town?
We don't know. Look, we will never know the true extent of the theft until we are in government. And it's a lot of forensic work we have to do. Because these guys, you're hearing that them holding company in trust and all of these things. But we have the names, you know. We have some of the names.
Yes.
Some of these guys have been on the radar, but it's hard to prove collusion. So we have to get the receipt. That's why when, you know, people say when Minister came back and running around shooting videos, I was quiet and him shut me up. Never shut me up. I was digging because I'm not going toe-to-toe with no anymore he said, she said.
Yes.
I was coming with my receipts. I was doing my investigations. That's why I allowed them to talk when them laughing about and making political mischief and laughing about political silly season.
Yes.
You know, I just watched and allowed them to talk because I knew what I was working on.
But that's how it's hard to do, because we are a shadow minister. You have to hold them, you're the shadow spokesperson, you have to hold them to account. Right? And you do your job. You can't just make them run up and down. Because people are start about we have a real doctor, them now, so nothing, you know. We don't see my operator. That them are trying to do, you know, win by default.
Yeah.
And align them pocket on top of it. So we notice when they run out, they must not know say you're serious when it comes to people and saving lives. You understand? Them not say that. The whole of Jamaica are bad for you, Dr. Dawes. You know me about for you 100%. The whole title.
I really appreciate it, and
Yes.
really and truly, that's what keep me going. You know, I get the words of encouragement, and I read the comments. You know, they of course they are attacking me, but it's not that I'm not used to. But like I say, you know, I'm not doing this because of political power, and I'm not doing this because of PNP, even though I'm on a PNP platform. Because when I was junior doctor's president, I was fighting for the system same way, and it was under a PNP government, and people were calling me labor rights. The same labor rights were cheering for me.
That is it. Because you speak truth to power.
But it's just, look, if you're in a position where you can make people's life better, that was what I was taught as a child growing up. My mother was a teacher, father is a doctor. I come from a family of service. That's what them teach you. If you're in a position where you can make people's life better, that is the purpose of life. You can't just go around scraping wealth for yourself. You're going to leave it. But if you can leave the world a little bit better off, do it. And it so happened that I have been put in positions where I can do that. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Hey, you again now, you just see what Dr. Dawes just said a while. Your mom was a teacher, your father a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Like Marky G father was a doctor, and you know, and his mom, you know, them do the service to Jamaica, female mother and father, Marky G one. You run right through it, I pay them professional people there. Over the PNP part. Over there, some be a pata cats, me I say. Yeah, people in a band with gold spoon, but them have them a million, multi-million, you know. And we are calling them out, you know. Can't remember when I put you up, not run your son. Run your son, I want me to put you up nothing but just talk as is.
Same way.
Yes. You have to talk as is. Because right now the health system, so where you grade the health system from 1 to 10 right now?
So in the first, we have certain things we're going to put in the first 100 days, and then you have certain things that you have to change up as time goes by. For one, this wastage where we have 4 regional health authorities, that need to cut. You need to merge so that you don't have 4 different Ministry of Health doing the job of the Central Ministry of Health. There's no reason for Jamaica to have 4 regional health authorities. So you cut the bureaucracy, you cut all of the procurement issues, and then you start doing your bulk buying and so on. So legislation will be tabled for that. But immediately we'll start the procurement process to have every single hospital, every parish hospital outfitted with a CAT scan. We have to start there. We're going to have ambulances on the road, and we're going to come up with a program where Jamaicans at home and abroad, private sector companies, can adopt an ambulance, and you get your nice little logo or your family name on it, and you're responsible for the maintenance of that ambulance for the year. That way we will have a fleet of ambulances that can respond to emergencies. And when you have the emergencies, you come to the hospital, you will be able to get your CAT scan.
Yes.
No, we understand that it can't be just about emergencies and hospitals. You have to look at what Jamaicans are dying from. And Jamaicans are dying from chronic non-communicable diseases. Like heart failure, heart attack, stroke, kidney disease, diabetes, and so on. So we have to screen for those causation factors, the high blood pressure and the high blood sugar. So we're going to have national screening programs for diabetes, high blood pressure, and cancers. Every parish will have their own mammogram to screen for breast cancer. Cannot have breast cancer, women dying from breast cancer because they're finding lump in the breast when they could have been finding early cancer or pre-cancer if they had mammograms done a year before. So we're going to launch national screening programs.
Yes.
And of course, with colon cancer, the 3rd leading cause of death, we are going to have national colon cancer screening programs as well as national prostate cancer screening programs. Not to put up billboards to say know your numbers, but making it available and accessible and affordable
Yes. Yes.
to get screened. Because what we want to do is to catch these diseases early in the stages where you can treat them and you get better and go on to be productive. So all of these things we want to put out, and we want to set up urgent care centers later on. But we have a comprehensive plan as to how we're going to reform all aspects of healthcare, from primary care to emergency services to theaters and ICU care to the specialists with the different hospitals. And we just need to go in and cut the bureaucracy, get rid of the corruption, get rid of the wastage, and then set up proper funding with a national health insurance scheme on the back end. And that is how we're going to have quality healthcare for generations to come.
Wow, wow. We can't wait, you know. At least more for people. You know, so something where it moved me, you know, because I have a virgin where they buy an ambulance down in Texas once. And when them call, them get the ambulance, you know. Him let it off back, them I tell them 30,000 USC clear it. He might give them, you know. Call them, forgive them, them I tell them, say, I forgot pay 30,000 USC clear ambulance. When you get it, you know, make waiver government, you know, come up with a waiver, I give you an ambulance. You waive that.
Exactly. So we want to, and this is one of the things, if you listen to the party leader's speech,
Yes.
budget speech, we are going to cut through the red tape to allow people to donate more effectively and without us pressuring them to clear the stuff that they're donating. And we want to make it seamless for all of the medical missions. Because one of the things, you know, when we're looking at how much we spend on health, we look on the private sector and we look at government. We don't capture how much money, the value of the services where the doctors come in and the nurses, and they have the medical missions going all across Jamaica. That's worth billions of dollars every year, and that is untapped. The diaspora needs to be able to give back, to run these clinics, to make donations, and it must be as seamless as possible. So we have to set up an entire unit to make sure that that is done. And then whatever funds needed to clear donated ambulances, donated equipment, and so on, it is there.
Yes.
So we don't incur demurrage charges that just get eaten up. So it's a lot. I say, but you know, I have some constituency work doing, because I expect them to really come at me in the constituency now. You know, basically
Before that, though, remember that play a thing with Prime Minister, a quick little thing, because
man.
we are dealing with LT. Remember them come with market me and them spend 85 million, and them promote LT eating. Tell me if this LT what the Prime Minister said. Look, listen this.
Believe in any form of ideology other than what makes sense, other than what works, other than what is practical, other than what is fair. And I have conducted myself as your leader in that regard. A decade ago, at a church in this parish, I hosted a town hall meeting called Prosperity Live. Some of you here may have been in that church hall. And a young lady stood up and she said, and I'm paraphrasing her,
I'm telling me, a young man, you know, last year, a young lady, but
St. Thomas needs development. For too long, we have neglected the parish. And she used certain examples to demonstrate the neglect. I'll never forget it. She said St. Thomas is the only parish that doesn't have a stoplight. And then she went on to say, St. Thomas don't even have a KFC. Now I am going to send a bill for promotion to KFC because...
Oh, yeah, they with healthy eating now. But the Prime Minister himself, after the man spent 85 million per market, the Prime Minister promote a foreign company, a fast food for killer for people, KFC. How this work? How you get the two of them together? The doctor,
the same people who said that don't worry about the price of the drill. And you need to find that clipping of Wayne, where them do not worry about the price of the drill.
Yes.
We must talk about the benefits of the drill. This is the same government. I'll leave you with that. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for the support.
I'm going to finish playing your thing right here, yeah? Can you back in do your work? Come in here,
man.
I'm going to play your clip right, yes, sir. Yeah? And by the way, the Prime Minister said, woman, please, 1 minute, just 1 minute. Let me give more of your hearing for yourself. Hear this. Because him just said the young lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just make it hear what him say, yes, sir. Because him unbelievable, you know. I want you hear this. All right, hear this now. Remember him said the young lady, right? You hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right. Hear this. This is what him said last year. Him says a young lady tell him that, you know. Now show you the man of the liar.
that was tabled.
Just watch this.
The government allocated
I'm going to go down there to it.
that spawned our self-government. But St. Thomas, the rebellion, made the colonial masters then start to pay attention to the conditions in Jamaica. And from then, St. Thomas was treated like the forgotten parish. I remember in 2016 having a Prosperity Live meeting in St. Thomas, and a young man stood up in the meeting and said, Prime Minister, I'm paraphrasing him now, we want to feel like we're in the modernity now, like we are a part of modern times. We don't have no Kentucky and we don't have no stoplight. That was his person.
No, one man can lie, so brother. The man say 1 room, 2 room, everything come out. Our young man changed to a young woman does that. This is just a couple of days ago, you know.
Wayne. Is one of them transformer transmission people.
Back in the past.
Them do a change. Them do a change, man.
No man, we have to move this man. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, bless.
All right, sir. Bless up, bless up. All right, so we could just continue now. No, the man dangerous, you know. 1 room, 2 room, then him come with this. We have to carry doctor that I'm gonna carry him back to, you know. We have to carry him back because, you know, when them car about Sue and them thing, they will stand up to the challenge and I hear them. We are on them way. Andrew only said the lie, this thing. Yeah, you can't, nobody can go around the truth. You can't go to court and say, I sue the man because him said this. When you name the on paper and we see where you own and all kind of things, it'll be a damn jackass. You understand? And when you attack, nobody not fight for nothing at all. Remember play it to them. Remember play Dr. DAWES when he say right out in 9:30, yeah? Remember just play this.
Good morning. I am Dr. Alfred DAWES, the opposition spokesperson on health and wellness. Over the past year or so, my colleagues and I have been shedding light on some of the issues affecting the healthcare sector. Specifically, we have placed an emphasis on transparency, accountability, and voiced concerns about the continued misuse of the public's funds in the Ministry of Health. Our concerns stem from issues that you have experienced and voiced to us. Our concerns come from stories that have been played out in the media in recent times. Most recently, and specifically to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, we have seen where we had a baby die waiting on a ventilator.
True.
We have seen a visiting team who had volunteered and brought essential equipment come to the Bustamante Hospital for Children to perform scoliosis surgeries on children who are suffering from a debilitating disease, living in severe pain, where their only hope of affording such quality surgery would have been as a result of these missions. We have seen one such mission cancelled because of the dilapidated state of the operating theaters at the Bustamante Hospital, where the AC units were non-functional. This morning, the father of Alexandriana Jones asked me to keep her story alive, where this young girl died after undergoing complex surgery at the Bustamante Hospital. The team was an excellent team. They did all they could do with the limited resources they had, but they had no operating microscope to assist them with such a complex surgery. And when complications developed, Alexandriana had to be put on an ambulance and sent to the Kingston Public Hospital, losing valuable hours to get a CAT scan done to see what was the next course of action that was necessary to save her life. This because there is no CAT scan at the leading children's hospital in the Caribbean, and has been the case for many years, known by those who could have made a difference. We have heard stories about the ENT teams not having adequate equipment and thus surgeries are being postponed. We have heard stories about mothers, fathers having to sleep in chairs because the overnight facility that was supposed to be built with the Shaggy Foundation funds has not been completed. We hear about the long waiting times of waiting in chairs in the emergency department and of overcrowded clinics. And this is why we have continued our advocacy for improvement in healthcare. We are going to be focusing specifically on one piece of evidence that we have found corroborates what we firmly believe to be a web of corruption.
Continue.
On one piece of evidence that we have found corroborates what we firmly believe to be a web of corruption within the Ministry of Health. And in this instance, it concerns a neurosurgical drill. Attention was first brought by Senator Lambert Brown in January, where he questioned the expenditure of $31,500,000 on a single neurosurgical drill. The Southeast Regional Health Authority denied that the price was inflated and that this was a reasonable price for a quality drill, the first of its kind in Jamaica and possibly the only type in the Caribbean. I reiterated that call for that the justification of that expenditure because all research pointed that this drill should have been procured or could have been procured at a much lower price. Following a meeting with the SARA chairman, I had to call for his resignation based on his stubborn defense of what was a flawed procurement process. I saw the procurement documents. I saw where the process was hijacked, where an internal source determined that a fair price for that drill was 32 million Jamaican dollars. So purchasing it for 31,500,000 was a discount to taxpayers. The minister, returning from his overseas trip, continued a strident defense, putting out several videos that are still available to be viewed online, in some instances ridiculing and mocking me and my accusations. But we do have evidence that this drill is only the tip of the iceberg of corruption within the Ministry of Health. In November last year, just before the drill was purchased by SARA for the Bustamante Hospital for Children for $31,500,000, two drills of the same type, EM200, same manufacturer, same specifications, same model numbers, were brought in by one company, the company that won the bid to supply that $31 million drill. On their customs declaration forms, accompanied by an invoice from the manufacturer, we see that it was not a new drill. They were refurbished drills with a purchase price of $1,600 US. That was the declared value, and they paid $90,000 in customs fees, bringing the grand total, landed the same drill, model number, specifications, landed in Jamaica, cost nowhere close to $31 million, but 250,000 Jamaican dollars. We have the serial numbers for both drills.
Okay.
The question today, we have two questions. The company that brought in these drills won the bid to supply the exact same drills to SARA. It cost the company $250,000 to have that drill in Jamaica. Is the $31 million drill at the Bustamante Hospital for Children one of these drills that were imported in November last year?
Yes or no? If it is a case where the drill that was purchased from the same company just after these two drills were imported is a different drill, what was the justification for paying $31 million for a drill that could have been bought and landed in Jamaica for less than 300,000 Jamaican dollars? Is that a fair price? Understanding that the same company that won the bid could have brought in a drill for 1,000 times less. This is not about politics. This is about the blatant misuse of taxpayer dollars. The question is further compounded. What could have possessed someone to spend $31 million on a drill when they could have bought 100 of those same drills? When they could have bought a CT scan so babies and children would not.
You know, say, doctor, let me play this. May I say something?
Blatant misuse of taxpayer dollars. The question is further compounded. What could have possessed someone to spend $31 million on a drill when they could have bought 100 of those same drills? When they could have bought a CT scan so babies and children would not lose valuable time and increase their chances of complications and dying if they did a CT scan at Bustamante Hospital rather than going to Kingston Public Hospital to have a scan done? Why spend $31 million on a $300,000 drill when you could have purchased several ventilators so less babies would have been dying? $31 million versus fixing and maintaining your operating theaters so life-saving surgeries can go on uninterrupted, so that missions coming to Jamaica to volunteer their services can help those children suffering in pain. Why? And that is where I'm going to leave the questions. Why do it? I'm not going to call for anyone's resignation today. Let the chips fall where they may. There is obvious corruption, blatant mismanagement taking place in the Ministry of Health. I have one more thing to add. The company, and this is further evidence of what looks bad, the company in question is owned by JLP Member of Parliament Donovan Williams, the MP for Central Kingston. A man whose name may be familiar not just as MP, but as a company secretary linked to Estate Bridge, a company in turn linked to Prime Minister Andrew Holness that was under investigation by the Integrity Commission. Is Mr. Williams able to state, to answer these questions? Is Mr. Williams able to say his hands are clean? If that is the case, then he should present himself. There should be a release answering these questions. And as I said, the chips must fall where they may. But we do know that there is a web of corruption, and it is paid for in the suffering and death of children and babies. If this is not evil, I do not know what is. I don't know who in the government, from the top down, has a moral authority to call.
Better.
You doing?
I say you're late, brother, man. Sure. But you still make it, you know. You say you're late, man. You better.
Yeah, you tell me a time.
Yeah, man. 7. Oh, yeah. 8 o'clock now.
Yeah. So what, you gone?
You just leave. But me I play him thing. But still, you have to knock on your thing when you knock on that. Me I finish play it. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, man, we still have to knock it on because we have an next half an hour. So
yeah, but remember, in alone, so we can't stay too long, you know, because I have all my programs and for put on for my thing, for go for my channel.
So we're going to leave at 10 minutes and make you just win again.
Okay.
Yes, because 7 o'clock, man.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but we have to put on my files on my thing. I mean, put them on yet.
All right. All right. So, you know, Dr. Das, because them start about Sue, you know. But sit down one of them and go over there start about Sue. So, you know, say, you know, Dr. Das, bring it come because when you talk the truth about them thing, you have something for $200,000 and then, you know, you say 31 million. It can't work.
Billion or million?
Million. Remember, not $1 million, you know. $200,000 for the thing. But you sell it for 31. And the bid, when you look on the thing, it show you Donovan Williams, he missing him 40,000 shares in the company will bid and win. Okay. He can win and carry the trail. So now, you know, the company sell the government, carry it and sell it for 31.5 million Jamaican. When you get 250,000 Jamaican feet, that don't make no sense, brother.
No, that is crazy.
I get feet US. Eh?
That is crazy. So there are some questions that I would love to, you know, ask Dr. Dawes.
Yes.
Right, because under those circumstances, then the permanent secretary have to write question in this regards. Now remember that the permanent secretary would have deal with all expenditures. And that is one of the reasons why I want to ask Dr. Dawes as it relates to how the process as it relates to the permanent secretary. Because number one, and that is one of the reasons why I spoke about Audrey Sewell, right? Who the Prime Minister, right? If you notice what the Prime Minister had done with Audrey Sewell, put her through various areas of responsibility, right? And all those areas where Andrew Honest placed Audrey Sewell, right? All those areas came up short, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, right? Where Audrey Sewell being the permanent secretary, right, for the Ministry of Education, right, job creation, right, and so forth. And you have billions of dollars unaccounted for. Now, as it relates to this particular item, $31 million, right? Now, the permanent secretary would have responsible for the process in terms of sign off, right, on the expenditures, right? So if Dr. Dawes was here, right, I would have now asked Dr. Dawes in terms of the process of the permanent secretary, in terms of what did she sign off on, right? Because if you signed off on for that particular machine, the responsibility of the permanent secretary when you have an item like you are going to purchase an item like this. The responsibility of the permanent secretary in terms of defending taxpayers' money. The permanent secretary, you have Google search engine. You have Google search engine.
Yes.
And so then if you have an item that government expenditures will be spending on, then of course the responsibility of the permanent secretary would have either Google the item to see the cost of the item.
Yes.
Because you want to ensure that taxpayers' money, right, will be spending in a way efficiently, you understand, to the best suit of taxpayers.
Yes.
And so then the permanent secretary under the Ministry of Health, you understand, is responsible to do that research. And so then when you see that, okay, all right, this man, right, in terms of purchasing an invoice, and his invoice, talking about $31 million, this is something that the permanent secretary should have queried. So where do we go from here now? Since that this had broken out, right? I want to know. I am asking the permanent secretary, right? Because this is very serious now. I am asking the permanent secretary, is the permanent secretary is going to pursue this? Have an understanding of what the real cost of the item is, right? And deal with it in terms of accordingly. And then, of course, whatever report need to be reported to the Integrity Commission investigators, that needed to be reported to the Integrity Commission investigators for investigation to be done.
But tell me what now, Dr. Da send that to the Integrity Commission and the the General Auditor General, you know. Him send it, man. Say, right. And next thing, though, brother.
Yes.
You see the criminality too. The criminality. When the government members them low fee have company, so the permanent secretary will buy from them, appear them then. Are the ministry will buy from them, same people at the company. You know about a question, them know about a question. Oh, you get it how much you get it from me now. You know, she's that criminality I go on. So me I sell you something and you know the ministry, you just come buy it from my company. Me carry it in and get it for $1,600 US and sell it for 200,000. That makes sense. 200,000 US. Brother, that's a wickedness, you know, brother.
That is crazy. But again, what this explain also, this also explain the reason as to why Cornwall Regional Hospital started at $2 billion and an extension now $26 billion. This particular behavior, right? And so then now remember that the Auditor General, you understand, there is roughly about $72 billion unaccounted for under the Ministry of Health. And so then there is several questions. But one of the questions that I would also like to ask, Dr. DAWES, and if he's still listening, right, I would want him to definitely query these situations, because I wanted to ask him in terms of this particular incident, if there is any other related incident that you would have seen where this particular behavior, you understand, is curious and what you want to speak about. You understand where this is concerned, because here you have it, where this is ridiculous. This is cruelty, you understand, to taxpayers. Cruelty to taxpayers. Now, just imagine, and one of the reasons why I'm very much upset is to the fact that look on our healthcare system. Look on our healthcare system, my brother. You understand, and that the GLP administration, in spite of our healthcare system dilapidated, a lot of people want help. And they are now seeking a third term. They are now seeking a third term. And any sort of help in terms of, okay, all right, let us try use taxpayers' dollars wisely to purchase the necessary equipment. What the Jamaica Labour Party administration is doing, in spite of a dilapidated system, is also stealing, robbing, creating mayhem. This is unbelievable. And you know what happened? The permanent secretaries, the permanent secretaries need to be zooming on, right, and be investigated, right? Remember, you know, that the Jamaica Labour Party administration, as it relates to $3 trillion unaccounted for, you know what they are saying in terms of, you know, not able to account for the money? They are saying, right, that you have the reconciliation report. Look at it. Look at it, Wayne. The reconciliation report, right, that can explain the expenditures of everything. 9 years, 9 years, Jamaica Labour Party administration is saying that those reports are not ready. Fuck, man. This is crazy. This is criminality in the highest order.
You're my criminal, man.
So then we need to dig this. It's just a pity that I didn't catch, Mr.
Darwin.
You understand? So we want to put the focus now on the permanent secretaries in terms of their role and responsibilities. The permanent secretary has to sign off on all account payables. They are the first agents of responsibility. You understand? To identify areas where you have certain breakdown as it relates to proper procurement guidelines have not been followed. And where you have suspected expenditures that need to be probed, like this one, like this one. Now, can you imagine? Can you imagine? This is unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. Where you have, you understand, something that you can purchase for might be $1,000, $2,000, right?
Yes, 2,000, and then you get
you come and you build taxpayer. No, let me ask a question. The Minister of Health, right, accept something like this? No. The permanent secretary. Yeah, the permanent secretary accept something like this. Nowhere on the internet where you search that item number.
Yes.
Right? Now we are talking about your on the invoice, the supplier.
Yes.
Right? Where that item is selling for that. That is cruel to the taxpayers. And listen to me, I would love them come out and sue me. Sue me, because guess what? I am going to push this in a very serious way. Look, me want them to tell them that. Bill, give me a chance. Give me a chance. I'm going to beg them on your program right now. Please, come and sue me. No, sue me. Sue me, because you see what me done, we don't know. A different thing, because we are drive this investigation straight home to the heart of those people who are cruel and inhumane. Sue me. You understand? This is horrible. This is still-free in the eyes order. This is enough is enough. Enough is enough. Wait, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm going to I am going to make some preparation, Wayne. Yes. Because you know, say me like how you deal with them and Dr. Dawes explain it so them understand the full thing, because we're going to do some preparation, because I wanted to just come and just ask him some questions, but unfortunately we don't get it.
I came back though, you know.
All right.
Titan and son, but I came back because
okay. All right. We came back on Titans, definitely. You understand? I will catch him on the Titans. You understand? Yeah. Because we want to ask him these questions.
Yes.
And make more probing, you understand, happen. You understand? Where the permanent secretaries are concerned. And we are going to start with the permanent secretaries. Hey, somebody are getting in trouble for this, you know. Let me tell you. Them can talk about them so somebody must get in trouble for this. You understand?
Byron, for them thing, you know, I have to try to shut up people every time you talk, you know. Like Big Mama owe nearly 1.3 billion and them love the sue. I just say he sue. Them are sound like them are Indian boss sue.
Yeah. But this is what they do, Wayne. When you look and you see what they had done. Remember, I know the same thing they had done with some signs in Montego Bay. Where the signs in Montego Bay cost over 12 million, 14 million. Come on, and look, you know the worst thing, Wayne?
Yes.
I heard. You understand some what should I call them now? What should I call them? They are trying to know equal Ibrahim Traore with Andrew Holness. Are you people crazy? Are you people crazy? Number one, Ibrahim Traore is not under investigation for no corruption.
Thank you.
Number two, Ibrahim Traore, when he went in governance, what he did? Reduce 30%, right, of members of parliament pay and gave 50% to civil worker. Please, don't mix up no nastiness with Ibrahim Traore. You understand? Don't do it. Now, who we put parallel with Ibrahim Traore is Mark Golden, who is fighting for justice. And that is what Ibrahim Traore is doing, fighting for justice for African and in generally black people worldwide. That is what Ibrahim Traore is doing. And Mark Golden is fighting for better healthcare, better education. Yes. So then, don't get it twisted. And hear what happened with him. Let me tell you now. They have to catch us tonight.
Yes.
With the St. Thomas Urban Center. Big thing.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
Yes.
Fam, I wish we could have stayed with us some more, but
no, man, I could just go and beat it. Remember, you know, people want to leave us and not found it there, so you know. But when I go and eat.
Yeah, but fam, never set up a program, never set up them.
Right now.
You understand?
You get 45 an hour by the camera, sign up by 30. So, get 45. Go and set up. Yeah, man. All right. Make him run down and set up, yeah? Yes. So we don't know, so we not go over there so by 8:45. It's a marathon we are running, you know. A marathon we are run. See? Yes, man, we are run marathon. Yes. So Abraham Troy, when the little guy talking foolishness, you know, you're self-reliance. Everybody what Michael Mann did that doing, Sir Mann that do the right thing. And them knock with that. Eddie and the Jamaica Labour Party, you see it? With CIA and right now it don't want to set back. Even when Trump has put America first, self-reliance. You can't fight one, you can't go around it. See? You can't go around it. But as I said before, the Jamaica Labour Party, you know, you have too much patakat right there. So. And when they run out and go up on TV and think what we're going to do is burn them out. Tomorrow we'll burn them out straight. Now, I continue to play this.
Call out and weed out those who are involved in this blatant theft and rape of an industry, of a system so vital to us as a health sector. We're asking Jamaicans to be outraged. We're asking you not to let this die, because if you do, the blood of innocence will be on all our hands.
True.
I have two files, two dossiers, one addressed to the Auditor General, Mrs. Pamela Monroe Ellis.
Yes.
With the findings of our investigation.
Yes.
The other is addressed to Mrs. Justice Reed, retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick, the chairman of the Integrity Commission.
Yes.
We're asking for a fulsome investigation into the procurement process of this neurosurgical drill, and that we see a definitive message being sent and justice being served for all those children, babies, and their parents who have suffered because they have lacked equipment and services, while money has been sucked out of the Ministry of Health, out of Bustamante Hospital, out of Sarah, by what I had referred to before as a rapacious form of capitalism,
yes,
enabled by corruption. Thank you. Aluta, continue.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Dr.
Me I tell you, Dr. Dawes, what you mean, man? What you mean, Dr. Dawes? Yes, too much robbery, too much, you know, too much of this are going on now. And what them doing, you know, them sit down roll Andrew Onis and the whole of them are drink honey, you know. All of them are drink honey. Remember, and you just look on the whole of them, look at Andrew Wheatley, him born in a rich family now. Andrew Onis, his wife, no. See, and you can't run down, just run down the road with all of them, around them. But them in Atlanta only now. And Jamaica poorer and mash up because of them. Yes, no road, no fix. The man add on to the highway and then him look some credit and do all kind of little things. You know, Sir Manley did do a thing with NHT that it have money that Andrew only should have going down in the whole 9 years. 11.8 billion for help fund. But you can't go look on it there, you know, for fund the budget. But him tell the same manage economy way, but him draw money from the NHT for help fund the budget. And now the man do is pay down the interest on the debt. Yeah? No fix no road, rubbish stink up the place. You know, people get paid for mass, all kind of things that and them grab that money there too. And then you turn around now and give people a little of this, 2 little chicken and thing, and people will vote for you because, you know, you're on the right path. And this and so, hey, the man for go away, man. The man them enrich themselves with land, proper, them dangerous. Companies to kill the one of them have. All of them, we never have it before. And them still turn on and greedy. That you want to give yourself 200%. When a dangerous. Yeah, when a danger, when an enemy of Jamaica. Of course. You think them love poor people? Them? And you understand? Oh. That's about it. So all the man them make the police come out of disrespect, big man, woman, everybody. Till all him have them friend now stepping a nurse head. in a nurse head. And if whenever they are stand up for that and burn out that, maybe the man they get away. If whenever they only burn that, maybe that man get away. You understand? Them get away. This serious. We can't allow them to buy one drill. Only can go look up the drill, you know. See the drill here? See the drill here? Show the people them a drill here. I'm gonna move this. Put up that drill here. And the drill them buy, you know, people. With the new research, right? The drill, 1,600 for a drill. There is no way I look on the drill. There is no way they must sell a drill and for 200,000 US. Then nobody at all, if you sell a drill like this, I just hold that thing a drill, you know. See? If you remember them use drill and them thing, and them use tool like how carpenter that use tool in a human being, you know. Them have them hammer, them have them drill, them have other things in our thing they cut and yeah, them have all of these things. Yeah, you know? Yes, them have them, man. See? Yeah? Can you imagine, man? Eh? Can you imagine? Eh? Something for 1,600. When you look, them make a minute, one of them in the cabinet, carry team. And one of them in the government, carry team. And have film thing, and when you look, no, him get 200,000 off of one. Him there, another thing, 2 grand or 3, listen, another 2 grand him spending up. You get some for $1,000. A whole thing with them repair. We refurbish. I refurbish when you don't buy it. Got them on the paper. Me have it, you know. Me see it. Me have them, man. See, me have them. What I do is black out because them like when you show me what me do. You black out him. That's why I'm not show it because you have a black out the address of fight and things in. But when I show it, so me have them. Me have them right there. So I black it out. Me showing it. Right? Let me show you. See them here? See the same thing where you talk about. See them here? Yes. I them this. See them there? Yes. See? So what I do is, you know, yes. Them are the risk, yeah, them are the invoice. Invoice. You have something for $1,600. And the government buy it back from you for 200,000 US. Remember, taxpayers' money, this, you know. So they could have just sit down there and them are with the oh yeah, number one. That's why we talk about cronyism and nepotism where it must work. PNP, when PNP in a power, you know, you have the young miss in Hanover. Them carry go a court because them talk about some nepotism and cronyism thing which I deal with. She give her uncle contract, 300,000 Jamaican. And one must get 500,000. Got 3 million Jamaican dollar, and she nearly end up going to prison. So in a PNP, it's trick. And you have to go by the law. In a JLP now, them broke every law, including Andrew and wife, everybody. And nobody must start these. They couldn't ask the people. I remember I said the liar them down there, enough of them are criminal too, you know. Enough of them do money laundering. Enough of them go for money and them work for jobs, man, and do all kind of things. And the one where them push up, I require that's a liar. And a liar, that the one where them are power with. That's a liar, the one who go over Portland. I require that. That's a set case. Him a liar. Not even that power father-in-law, not brother-in-law liar. Them they are require shit too. Them a liar. Them a liar, man. See? Them for go away, man. You can't have a country that must stop so nobody must talk about. When you're talking, I want a silent show. Oh, me have a lawsuit. The people say, yo, people now wearing a suit, man, no jacket and tie around here. Put on your pants and the man can't come. Hey, them for go away, man. You understand? Yeah, man. Them for go away, man. So the first thing them run out with, I remember, you know, you can say you have very star company. And you see, you can look who want. Let me tell you this. Like where Vals, it say nothing no high. So when you have a company, you can look on the company and see who have the most shares and everything. And you have the most shares of your company. Simple. And if you say I know your shares, they run your name that me I deal with some hocus pocus thing. Can you can't go tell me say it's a man the share could have be anybody's share. Can I your name that mean if you say no your share, you know, them feel lock you up because the drugs man you keep share fine, you know. Remember just telling us straight, you know. Because anything by your name is yours. You can't go tell them that neither, you know. No, no mine. Your share. Your shares. See? Oh, me, I want it for somebody else that you could have wanted for some mafia. See? It's not your name, you can't tell nobody these things. That can't go code by the way. Anything we're written down on paper, yeah, I will register, that you have to go by. Same could have got, can't remember, you know, every judgment that get where, every criminal that get where. When you get something, you get a car. You know your name and police when you with it and you know say you have a car in your name and something you could have said, why not my name but not mine? And somebody else them are gonna lock you up. Them find drugs in a car or something private vehicle, them are, unless them hold the driver with it. You park and them find something in your vehicle, what them are do? When them come to you say, boy, your car in my name but not my car, you know. And this man they won the car. It never works so. It never works so. See? Can't work so. Then I start. Them come in the yard and find some things and nobody live in the yard. Unless you can prove say you're overseas or something. Remember them are going to investigate you. Can have something in your house and nobody know there unless somebody there for one it. It will run right back to you. You live there, lock your door and gone and then come find things in it. Or you think eh? Them people are them too barefaced enough. Them dangerous. You understand? Them very dangerous. This have to stop. See? People don't make them come on and talk to and tell them nothing else. You know? Yeah? You understand? You make them come and tell you nothing at all. With Azan. I'm play it more than one time with Azan. You remember them tell it's a dark day, you know? It's a dark day. I thought I bring down the whole government. With them now, you must talk. Because your power hungry is an extra, you know, is a part of PR. But it not work. You see, opposition, they feel opposed when they just like this and identify these things and push it out to the public. And so you know opposition at work. When them hold back the people with Zozo, opposition carry them a court and say, no, this is illegal. I will not sign it. So you know opposition at work. You know, if you come and make a bag of nice, like them. Yeah. You man a lie, I require a too. Yeah, you understand? Him can't defend the name for no company, but say the name. So you might do a bit out. If you have the company name, you can't rub out that I will say with the most shares out I rub out. Eh? You can't rub it out. If you know all these things, you understand? No, them talk about that. There's the man, them sit down in a that. And line them package. You go look much thing they make out of that. Them never did run no country. So when one is planned for do, you have election like 3 months left. Make we go patch all road as possible. Get the youth them when I work and give them some we can't buy food. Give them some chicken. And that will show the evilness of these people. Very evil. Because in the pandemic, when you need everything most of all, you couldn't get a water tank. They might take 200,000 from you. When you're hungry and go look pizza, some little food like the woman, 700,000 them charge. Remember them put it in there and I'll mark gold in them and say don't do it. Them do it. Them do it. Yeah. So them not really, you see the poor, them not there for the poor and needy, you know. And then when it's corona now, let me tell you how them are using, you know. You have the social housing, but you don't, you notice, you know, see bush should go on, say, cut house. Remember, local government have social housing, you know. But when you go in, them not do this. So always duplicate that, because them want chop money. And it makes sure, make film self-present with taxpayers' money and money from NHT and these things too. See? Make him self-present and cut it. You say, yes, sir, the Prime Minister give me this. If you follow them, because this was a setup where I said, If you follow them, then you'll say, boy, I'm good enough because give me a house, I vote for him. You must have agency do this. Agency. It must come in a political thing. It's wrong. So you sign up for your house and the agency will make sure you get this or get that. Not a prime minister go on a cut and way looking to pay people in a green. And then you are big him up. Thank God for the prime minister fee money. It's wrong. It's wrong. See? And them hand out then I work for no country. Agency is supposed to have agency where you can go and them deal with that. That have to change. Yeah. You understand? See? See? That have to change. You not play with them that need to change. You need to change that. The bag of foolishness have to change. You have to hold them accountable. Now I bring back Dr. DAWES. Look on this. 1,600 US. You turn on and play what for it? 200,000. This is a goddamn shit. I'm see that piece. See that drill now. See the part of it. I'm show that part. Hold on. This is a goddamn sin. See that? See them thing about them that use, and I put the thing on them that use this. See? Yeah. See that? And see that part. You see doctor use them all the time, man. See them, yeah? This you want medical drill. The man them upset about them buy about. And the amateur fact them all come out, you know. And them did say it, you know. So at 32,000. So at 32 million. So at 31.5 million you get it for so a good bargain. This. For that. 31.5 good bargain. So let me tell you something now. That's how we need Dr. DAWES, you know. You can't get a scan. Can you tell me how much for the scan? $100,000 for your scan, you know. Or less. Can you get a scan for under 20 mil? But you clear it, it's going around 20 mil. So when you buy a little drill, you can get a CT scan for like 20 mil. Big back. Yes. Less than that, but treat of a clear, and then if them put some, them wave that coming in, it good. That doesn't make no sense. A drill, a $1,600 for one of them drill, yeah. Yes. See? 200,000 US. So, and them will say, boy, we're a thief, you know, but we could put it at $5,000. No, that for sure them grab big time. $5,000. That for sure said the government could buy X amount of, we never have to run out of drill. Because remember, it's a tough tongue, you know. Let me tell you something to you. Remember, it's a tough tongue, you know. You remember I said them did freeze out the thing that put in a private and you know over $1 billion, you know. And if you go check them and them friend, them give the work, you know. You remember him did phrase it out, I said this and that now work. Then him did want to rent these things I must from them friend. Couldn't be a good idea. You could have get something for like 16, 15 million. And then if you got clear, put that like 20 million, right? Yes. Cause like 120, or less than 20 million. Yes, less than 20 million if you have a scan. Every one of these places you have a scan. If you upgrade the hospital and make the thing right, you could have buy more than much drill. If I 60, less than $2,000 for a drill. Anybody could have donated a drill and buy a drill and go now. But you don't know how to look about the people them this bad. You understand? This bad. And you have some people just licky, chicken and liquor food. Bread and chicken, liquor food, them up and down. And help to hurt themselves. Shaggy donate to that, you know. I want to know where Shaggy money gone, you know. Yeah. Light burn. You see me, I say? So I say, Lightburn is accused skinny night. Well, I saw it going on. Yeah. Them not have no love for the people. Them have, hey, brother, people are love for people. You know, let me tell you this. Don't get okay and come out of way. A long time, let me tell some people, because them don't know. A long time, me no live in a ghetto. Decades. But no ghetto never, the ghetto no come out of me, never. Decades. Me no live in a ghetto. Decades. You see? But you hear me talk about ghetto when me go in my ghetto, me good. You see? Me live uptown against them, me live a foreign, so me know, yeah, it's a long time, long time me live in a ghetto. Long time. You see? But the ghetto never leave out of me yet. Because I no listen to them up there, so, you know. Yeah, because they are, you know, we are there in a ghetto. See? Yeah, man. See? Blessed Beverly. Yeah, I always in a ghetto, but long time I live in a ghetto, you know, listen. But the last time you ever sleep all in a back foot, it's a long time. Decades. More than 3 decades. I live in a ghetto. Yeah, man. Decades I live in a ghetto. Yeah. See? Yeah, man. I leave ghetto, man, around there. It's not them time there. You know, some 3 decades. And there to 3 decades I leave ghetto. I don't live in a ghetto. Yes. See? I don't live longer than that. Yeah, over that. That's what master. See? So we're born and growing in the ghetto, but you have to come out of it. Yes. Yeah, man. See, but me in my place same way, you know. Because me go and run my boat and cook my pot. I don't leave out ghetto. So one is to like ghetto, you notice one is, you may do anything and them hurt ghetto people. You love ghetto, you make sure your hospital up and the school them up and make sure everything right. Yeah. Yeah, and a long time I fight for poor people, man. You know that a long time. And I stand up for poor more than when enough people. I two minutes they are talking them things. Listen, remember me I fight for poor people before we have the whole of this thing. Long time, decades. See? So me a real warrior. I know some makeup thing with press key on this. We buck people around where people move, you know. Leave them alone, leave that one there alone and do things to get up people need. So, you know, when we say we are champion, we are champion for real get up, man. See? And this earth, because if you know you have a prime minister come and just look at you and tell a straight line on your face. And them line them pocket and more earth. And if you sick tonight, you can't go to hospital. Like when you go to St. Thomas now. You can't go to the hospital and go up there. Go up there. Nothing. Go up there for the people, them nothing. People are sick, woman go for your baby, them have a slump and bench. Nothing not there. Me a nurse, I said, if you no sick, don't come up here, so you're man. KPH are the biggest thing, and yes, still KPH no good neither. That Jubilee no good. Then the baby are dead. When you look, tough tongue I tell you, say, well, one nurse to a baby, but more like one nurse to 8. So, you know, contamination and but you can't blame him. But you still blame Dr. Fenton Ferguson. When him that when we hear about baby and all kind of things, it can't work. Can't work 2 ways. That tough tongue, I one of the worst performing minister. That him get travel advice. Tell me which other ministry, him and Dr. Crab, which other ministry get travel advisory in Jamaica from overseas? Health and national security. Health, go up on the list where you're tough tongue and going to place bad. That's why you see that when you see we really are going, that's why you see them come with a drill. 1,600 to 200 and 200,000 them sell it back for. You can't believe this. You get something like $200,000 Jamaican and you sell it for 31.5 million. Eh? You know why you're nothing from out of Jamaica. We don't chat. Nothing. We don't chat. You know, Byron I prepare right now to, you know. I know, yeah, the next couple of minutes. I'm going to answer, you know, so we're going to cough. I'm going to prepare. So, you know, some more fire blaze right there. It's a marathon we're running now. So, yeah, man, so I pass the baton now. Because we're running a marathon there, you know? Yes. So, Byron, I get up now, come on, go finish up the leg there. See? Yes, man. So, when I join him, cross this, yeah? Me there. Tomorrow, we up, man. I remember when I come out for them, you know? And you're not supposed to depend on the ballot. None whatsoever. Me don't talk. Later, fam. Me out.
We in lump sum, we a beat it till the hammer burn. We now make them get in on them and again. None of them boy that we none of them. We in lump sum, we a beat it till the hammer burn. We now make them get in on them and again. None of them boy that we none of them. We alone some rise up the bomb again.
When people elect the government of a country, it's the servants protect the people of that country, not to put their life in misery. You understand me, Luciano? What else, man?
Government, stop pressuring the poor.
Oppression.
Politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Serious
Heads up, government, in your regiment. Stop pressuring the poor.
We can't take it no more, you know.
Politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Yo, politicians with the evilest mission, who know we blame. True money and power and fame. We go find up the youth.